Well, the issues surrounding technology and innovation in Congress are very interesting and fascinating. They move, quicker than any other issues I think that we're faced with. Technology moves so fast, and Congress doesn't, for what it's worth. And a couple of my favorite stories, and they're true stories, maybe a little bit embellished, but we'll see. I remember a former colleague of ours was walking down the aisle wearing an iPod Nano around his neck. Remember the Nano? I think it had the lanyard on it. You could wear it and look really groovy. And he was wearing it down in front of his coat, and the chairman of the Intelligence Committee asked him what it was. And so when you kind of say the chairman of the Intelligence Committee is asking somebody what an iPod is, you're kind of recognizing that Congress is behind the curve when it comes to technology. But secondly, when BlackBerries first came to the Hill, I have no idea how we functioned before BlackBerries. I have no idea whatsoever. I mean, most of us carry two now at a time, but really the chairman of my Energy and Commerce Committee was holding it and asked me how it worked, and I really had to show him it works best if you turn it on to begin with. So and those are true stories. So this is Congress and technology and innovation. So my point is, it is so good you're here, because we need to hear from you guys and all of the issues that we're involved in, and they're very diverse. We only know what's coming down the pike if you tell us. And I always say to people that if you're not here busy telling us what's important to you, then somebody else is. And somebody else is in the room educating us about the issues that are important to them. So your advocacy and your being here on the Hill is critically important to the issues. So with that, I'm going to let Connie say a few words. Oh, where are we?
Thank you, Mary.
Want me to hold it up for you?
Well, first of all, thank you for the introduction, dear. Before we got married, Mary's brother gave me some advice. I'm not sure if it was a warning or advice, but he said to me, Connie, I just want you to know one thing. You can either be happy or you can be right. That's why you hear me say, yes, dear, a lot. Very happy. Anyways, it's great to be here, and I see obviously some friendly faces in the back, and thank you all for being here and coming up from Florida, representing the good home state of Florida. I don't know what to say. I had to look at it. I'm supposing by the remarks from Mary that this is something to do with technology and innovation. All I will say is this: just don't tax it, because the advances that we're making, if we want to see those continue to flourish and grow and provide tools for people and businesses and enhance our economy, the best way to slow that down is to tax it. So in my book, I'm not even sure if that's an issue in here or not, but if it is, don't tax it. How's that?
That's good.
Woohoo! It's a 50-50 shot that was going to be a winner. But it is great, as Mary said, coming to the Hill, talking to members of Congress, and don't forget about our staffs. They do a lot of hard work and very important to us in communicating with you. So, spending that time with our offices and talking about the importances of IT is extremely important. If you're not here, someone else will be. And so, my hat's off to you for being here and delivering a message that I'm sure I'll get when I get back to my office. Well, again, thank you so much. Thanks for having us.
I just want to, I don't know what we're supposed to be doing here, but we're having so much fun. We'll keep on doing it. I just want to say that for me, something that's critically important, and I know it's to you as well, and that is to protect your intellectual property. And a lot of innovation and technology has been driven by intellectual property, and I think that the fine balance always has to be struck. We need to find ways of delivering content, and it's great, let's get everything out there, but at the end of the day, you guys have to care as much about your patents as we do intellectual property or content creators for the artists and artistic works that are out there. So that's near and dear to me, and all of the issues that we're faced with in Congress, I kind of look through that lens. Does this actually promote and perpetuate the artist and the arts? And if we do the two beautifully here in Congress, then both can flourish. And I think there has to be that perfect balance that is struck that does it all. So, Anna, do you want us to take questions or comments, or do you want us to go, or? You know what? It's late, and we only have 4 events to be at between now and 7:30. So I'm just happy that he got it as right as he did, knowing how many we have to be at. So I'm happy to take questions, comments. We're both on Facebook. Actually, I got him, less afraid of it. It's just to bring that up. You're kind of fearful as a public official. But you get very afraid of what does this technology mean for you, and how can it be exploited against you as well. And every once in a while, brave people venture out there. And it is hard because Facebook, we're using it as an opportunity to communicate with hundreds and hopefully thousands of people. So you try to put out there that good, informative messaging, and then every once in a while comes along that guy you went to high school with who remembers that party you were at, that you hope that everybody else doesn't find out. So you have to try to, I guess, create your own little walled gardens. You know, you want...
Tell us more about that. Not sure I saw that.
You've already said I do, so I can say anything and you're still stuck. But truthfully, that is the challenge for somebody like us, is always in balancing personal protections and privacy. And something that I work a lot on, too, is I have a new bill on peer-to-peer networking, just to inform consumers that when you install a peer-to-peer file onto your computer, actually what it's doing, and making sure that there's a clear and conspicuous notice that the P2P software is being downloaded and what it means, and that you can also remove it easily. So, are there questions, comments?
Yay! It's good. You know, technology, as you know, is so important in our state, and under the leadership of Jeb Bush, a lot of advances were made in technology for the state. And I remember being part of the conversation and debate with the NAP coming into Miami. And so, you know, we really have an opportunity in Florida to see things continue to grow as it relates to technology, and really believe that we need to work as hard as we can to make sure that government doesn't come in and stop competition and people being creative and going out there and creating jobs, but also to ensure that we people's rights don't get trampled on along the way as well. So it's a balance that's interesting, and it was good to be part of that early on when Jeff was governor. No. And in the legislature, we had many discussions on this, and we tried to change it. I don't know if it's the conversation, instead of the digital divide, which was kind of a divisive term, to call it the digital unite, and find ways to partner. And Representative Jennings and I worked together on legislation to do that, and we weren't successful. But I hear what you're saying, and I think there is ways to promote and continue to move technology so everyone can take advantage of it. Thank you.
Anybody else? By the way, all she said at the beginning was she's from Florida, and you spoke for about 4 minutes after that.
Isn't it awesome?
It wasn't even a question.
I just, usually it's California, so I was like, oh yeah, Florida.
And now I realize that California and Florida, every once in a while, have sort of competitive issues, and he tries to steal and poach from California a lot. And I've got to be careful, my material I take home, right?
Right.
No, but anyway.
Yes, dear.
But you're right, and I just want to put, that's Energy and Commerce Committee has jurisdiction over this, and whether they're unserved or underserved communities. But the questions in the past about what this meant to our communities wasn't nearly as critical and as obvious as it is now, and becoming further with just e-commerce and with things that we're really working on around here, like telemedicine. Something that we're doing in my office is we've got a very rural area, but we've got a lot of veterans out there There's no VA clinic out there, and we can't get a doctor out there. So we're actually working on putting a telemedicine center for the VA out there. So these sort of issues become more and more critical all the time. And just want to point out my staffer, Paul Consian, in the back, who works on these issues, and he's brilliant on telecom. Yeah, see, you have a fan base, Paul. But,
she must be from New Orleans.
but anything we can do, he really is brilliant on these issues, and I'm happy to have him serve in my office. So happy to work with you guys. Welcome to the Hill. Congratulations, and go get them. Thanks.
Thank you.